Hey guys, Lee Cole here. I am so totally excited about what I've got for you. I got my buddy Steve Rosenbaum on. Steve, say hello.
Hey Lee, how are you? And hello everybody. I'm so glad you're here.
I am doing awesome. I'm really excited about what we're here to talk about because, well, let me not steal your thunder because you've been kind of filling me in before we hit the record button. Why don't you tell us what you're up to? And the guys, this is just extremely cool. So I'm going to shut up and let Steve talk, okay?
Well, the bottom line is I decided to go up on the tightrope without a net. And because I was confident, because I've always used LinkedIn opportunistically. It is the best tool in the world when you know how to use it. A lot of people don't know how to use it, and they've got this stinking feeling in their gut that they're missing out. And you know what, Lee? They're 100% right. You are missing out if you don't know how to use LinkedIn the right way. And I know that because I've used it enough to know what works and what doesn't work. But now that I've figured it out, I've got it down to just 15 minutes a day. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to prove it. So this is where I went on the tightrope without a net. And I've been recording myself live in front of literally a studio audience. I've had webinars, pardon me, where I've had hundreds of people on the line watching me do this live. They're seeing me do what I do in 15 minutes a day. They're seeing me write messages. They're seeing me connect. I had no idea what the outcome would be, but the outcome's been fantastic. So I've been recording that and turning it into a brand new course, which I'm calling LinkedIn Dominance.
This is so cool. Did I hear you write 15 minutes a day?
That's all I do. 15 minutes a day. That's it.
Okay, so let me ask you, let's unpack this a little bit. During those 15 minutes, in broad strokes, what is your goal as a business person? And in the training that you're doing, the over-the-shoulder thing, what are people going to learn how to do for themselves?
Well, and I do training on top of that. So to be successful on LinkedIn, you really have to master 4 different areas. And those 4 different areas comprise what LinkedIn calls their SSI, or Strategic Selling Index. So the bottom line is I have developed a 15-minute process where I go in and I do these tasks every single day to make sure that I'm optimizing the 4 areas that LinkedIn is tracking you for. And that's how I'm so successful doing it.
God, that is really, really cool. And you, of course, are getting clients for your business and stuff like that. And I'm guessing that as people who, what you're doing in 15 minutes a day, that, I was going to use the word master this, but that's like you're playing the piano and you're trying to become Yasha Heifetz or somebody. But,
Right.
I think that word is just way too grandiose. It's just 4 things. So as you learn these 4 things, which you do in 15 minutes a day, then I'm guessing somebody who sells websites could get more website clients, or somebody who does SEO for local businesses could get more SEO clients, or, authors could get more people to, write great reviews on their books, or speakers could book more speaking gigs. Am I correct about all that?
You're absolutely right. And as you know, there's also a booming business for people that not only want to do this for themselves, but do it for clients. Because businesses will pay you a lot of money for leads that you not only generate, and here's an important thing that I talk about in LinkedIn Dominance. It's not about lead generation, which is what everybody seems to think is the big deal. But what you can really do when you follow my system is you can qualify those leads. So it's not the number of the leads, but it's the quality of those leads. So you could really offer a huge lead qualification service and make big bucks for this. Businesses definitely pay big bucks for that.
Okay, this is really huge because I teach people how to create leads for other people on LinkedIn, which is a really, really good thing to do. I'm not dissing that at all, but just because you created a lead does not mean your client's making a sale. I mean, that's just, that you got the issue is the lead qualified? Can the client qualify them? Do they know how? Blah, blah, blah. And a lot of times clients drop the ball, although they're willing to pay. But there would be willing to pay a ton more if you were creating qualified leads, basically people that all they had to do is show up, do the presentation, and they had like an 80% close rate. that would be, you would be making a lot of money if you did that. And this would only take you, and guys, it gets better. This will only take you 15 minutes per day per client to do. And you might think, well, hell, so I'm going to max out sometime. Well, you would max out a lot of money. But Steve, this is the other little thing you told me, which just totally blew my mind, was you don't have to do this every day, do you? I mean, the 15-minute per day thing.
No, to be completely honest, I'm very opportunistic about LinkedIn. I'll go through periods of several months where I hardly log into LinkedIn.
Months.
But when I feel like I need a push, then I log in and I do this. Now here, I do it consistently. When I'm working LinkedIn, I do it every day, but I might only do it for a week or two. And then right. I might take 3 or 4 months off.
Right.
Okay. And so look, if you look at my account, you'll see, and this is part of the full transparency. This is part of getting on that tightrope without a net. When I started, my account had gone down. Several months ago, I worked at it. See, I do this all the time. I worked my account up, and when I'm doing this, literally there are stats and there are charts that I show you how to track your performance.
Right.
And you'll see that I was at the top of my game a few months ago, and then I stopped. And when I stopped, LinkedIn punished me. They punished me hard, and my account plummeted. Now, when your account plummets, what happens is people stop finding you. LinkedIn stops showing you. So I needed, okay, it's time for me to go back into LinkedIn and do it. So this is where I started recording myself. So in other words, if you don't have a big presence on LinkedIn, if you're just getting started, I started after my account had plummeted. So I wanted to show how quickly you could build this up, even if you're way down at the bottom. And sure enough, in just a matter of literally 2 days, I saw an 825% increase in my profile views. And I had important people messaging me saying, "Hey, Steve, we got to talk."
This is really, really awesome, because basically what you've got is, and I know this didn't just happen overnight. I mean, you shared with me a lot of your struggles with LinkedIn, stuff you were trying for a long time that didn't work. It was taking too long. You were stumbling all over yourself. But now you've got it down to really what you're looking at. If you need a business infusion, you're looking at a couple of weeks at 15 minutes a day, and then let's say 2 or 3 months off, so that you feed on, what you got there.
Yeah.
That's incredible. That's incredible. You're teaching people how people are watching you do this. There's a little training that comes along with the watching. In other words, somebody who buys your product will end up learning how to do this for themselves. Now, you're basically turning this into a product, which I believe you said is going to be for sale in a few months at $997, right?
Yeah, that is absolutely correct.
And then for what this would do for someone, it would be worth every single penny of that. And as a matter of fact, after I hit the stop button on record, maybe I can convince you to raise the price a little bit. But you were so incredibly generous for my audience, because you said, "Hey, Lee, how about, for a short period of time," and guys, this will be in the emails on the page where you see the video and all this stuff, the dates on this, but for a short period of time, why don't you massively drop the price on this so that anybody can afford it? And it's just that they're going to have to act during the window that you're going to specify. And again, folks, this is going to be on the page where you see this. And it's not going to cost these guys anywhere near $997. It's not going to cost them half of that. And quite frankly, without giving away too much, it's not even going to cost them a fourth of that, right? But for a limited time. Okay. Now, so y'all can buy this amazing training, learn how to do what Steve's doing, 15 minutes a day, a week or two. Don't do anything for a couple of 3 months. Steve, anybody can do this, because you basically, as you said, you let your account just plummet. You had to restart kind of sort of as a newbie, right?
Yes, absolutely.
So anybody can do this. They watch you do it. They learn what to do. They learn the system, how to tap into LinkedIn's SSI, the 4 things and all this stuff, how to make the LinkedIn ecosystem totally happy. And then they can get amazing leads like you do, and they're going to be paying just a fraction of the price that the people will be paying for this amazing training in just a few months.
I got to tell you a couple more things, Lee.
Yeah, please.
this was kind of by accident. This is from being up on the tightrope without a net. And I was doing this live, and I hadn't intended to do this, but, you know, I use some tips and tricks and things. And one thing I'm really, really good at is messaging. And frankly, that's where you can really screw up on LinkedIn, is if you don't message people the right way, you come off salesy and spammy. So I teach a lot about how to message people without coming off salesy and spammy. And the thing is, I've got a list of messages that I send out. And so I'm demonstrating this live, and somebody said, "Hey, Steve, can we have your list?" And I said, "Sure, I'll give it to you." So there it is. It's on the recording. And this thing is worth a fortune. This is actually what I message people, because a lot of people are hung up on that. How do I start messaging? You know, how do I start a conversation? So, I kind of messed up. I didn't mean to even give that away, but it's in the recording, so I got to give it away.
That so right there is worth is worth the big price. That list, quite frankly, because you know I probably not as much as you do, but I know a fair amount about LinkedIn also, but and use it extensively. But that list right there is worth the big price for this entire thing. Because one thing that separates the people who are just LinkedIn bosses from everybody else are certain nuances about that messaging, and that does take a long time to dial that in.
Yeah, absolutely, and yeah, and I just gave it away.
Yeah, I know. Oh well, oh well, you gave it away. You can't take it back. So
I can't take it back. I can't take it back, and then, you know, it's then I wasn't going to go back and edit it out, because you know what? I figured, if it helps everybody be more successful, then yeah, I do want you to have it.
That's actually why we do this stuff. Absolutely.
That's right. That's right.
So guys, here's the deal. You're looking at this video on YouTube. There's a link below, probably a link in the video, a card. Click on that. It will take you to, Steve's sales page, where he will show you all this stuff. Take a look at it because you're on my list or because you found me on YouTube. For a limited amount of time, which will be specified, you're getting a massive, massive discount. And what you're looking at is you're looking at learning to use LinkedIn 15 minutes a day. You're in for a week, you're doing it 15 minutes a day, 2 weeks maybe. You just get so much from that. You're out for 2 or 3 months. Just, you know, you don't need to do any more prospecting for your business. This is going to work for all kinds of businesses, guys. It's definitely going to work for people doing the local marketing thing, but it's also going to work for other people who need to reach out and create business of any kind whatsoever, and who can't afford 15 minutes, who can't afford 2 weeks of 15 minutes a day, let's say once a quarter per year, in order to live an incredible lifestyle. I mean, that's just like, this is almost too easy. I really do think you need to add a zero to that 997 when it's all said and done, but this is just too easy.
Right. Hey, Lee, I want to say one more thing. First of all, I'm very excited. You and I, we work very well together, and so I love doing things with you, and I know how good you are at LinkedIn, and so the fact that you recognize the value in this means a lot to me. And let's be honest. Let's call a spade here. Another reason I wanted to let this out at this incredible price is this is pre-launch. This is I'm actually calling it the backstage pass. I'm letting people have access to the raw files even before I edit it and polish it up. That means you get instant access to it today while everybody else has to wait and pay more. But I'd like to ask a favor for everybody that jumps on this right now. You're going to love it so much. You know, when you go through it and you think I deserve a 5-star review, I would really appreciate those testimonials. That's what's really, really important to us. And so I think it's a fair trade-off, huh?
I think it's more than a fair trade-off. And I know for a fact you're going to get a ton of 5-star testimonials from folks, because this is, there's a lot of LinkedIn training out there. Most of it's how LinkedIn used to work 4 years ago.
There's profile, how to make your profile look good. We go so much deeper than that.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, a lot of it's very valid, but you have just taken the whole thing to several levels above that. This is awesome. Steve, thank you so much for your time, and we'll talk to you very, very soon.
You betcha, Lee. Thank you. Enjoy LinkedIn dominance, everybody. Bye-bye.